Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, that was a lively one. I wasn't expecting that one. Awesome. Well, one, it's a privilege to be here today. This is something I'm exceptionally passionate about, which is our veterans and our service members. So to be able to sit in front of this great group of people today and speak is quite the honor, so thank you. The word veteran means something. It actually means a lot. The dictionary defines veteran in two ways: a person who has had long experience in a certain field, or a person who served in the military. To many people, it's translated in many ways. Others have defined it in their own words. George S. Patton, in speaking about the men who paid the ultimate sacrifice, said, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God such men lived." Norman Schwarzkopf said, "It takes a hero to be one of those men that go into battle." Tom Clancy said, "The U.S. military is us. There is no truer representation of a country than the people that it sends into the field to fight for it. The people who wear our uniform and carry our rifles into combat are our kids. Our job is to support them because they are protecting us." Abraham Lincoln said, "Honor the soldier and the sailor everywhere, who bravely bears his country's cause. Honor also to the citizen who cares for his brother in the field and serves, as he can best, the same cause." And finally, Winston Churchill said, "Never so much was owed by so many to so few." I define the word veteran in my own words, some of which we will talk about today. But before I get to that, I want to talk to you about a speech that inspired me. In July of 2016, Marcus Luttrell spoke at the Republican National Convention. If you don't know who Marcus Luttrell is, he was the lone survivor of the Operation Red Wings mission in June of 2005, one of America's finest warriors and veterans. He was there to deliver a rousing speech to motivate our country to do better and to be better. He was overcome with emotion. He went off script, and he started to speak from the heart. He said things like, "Who among you will love something more than yourself? Who among you will step up and take the fight to the enemy? Because it is here. America is the light, and her people are the goodness that grows from that. She will always be worth fighting for. It was my greatest honor to fight for her every day of my adult life, and I feel the exact same way. The only way for any life to matter is we all have to matter." And finally, the one thing that really stood out to me in this speech, he said, "I stand among you walking. I was allowed to walk with giants." I retired from the Navy as a senior chief after serving this great country for 24 years last fall. I also was allowed to walk with giants. Veterans. Veterans like you see here today. These veterans that you see on stage today are giants, heroes, and warriors. They served their country with honor, distinction, and they did so from their hearts. They selflessly served our great nation, and now we owe them. They are looking for their next mission, their next career. They have taken the courageous step of understanding it isn't easy finding that next step or that next career. And they've completed the course here at Operation Job Ready Vets. We owe them their next opportunity. Why? Because of the values and attributes that they bring. Adaptability. They are agile, quick to learn, and highly trainable. Think about it. I was an 18-year-old kid who had just graduated high school here in Indiana. And in under a year, I was working on multi-million-dollar aircraft and leading a team on an airfield. Each of these people can tell you that same story in their own words. They can tell you after doing that, they shifted to something else and continued to excel at that. You will not find a more flexible, trainable, adaptable person than a veteran. Hire them. Loyalty. Quite honestly, you have to be kidding on this one. They left their comfortable lives, their families, their friends, for the unknown. They stood in front of our American flag and swore an oath to something bigger than themselves. And then they followed through. They never wavered. They are loyal to their teammates, to their companies, and to the mission. You place a veteran in a company and give them the task, I promise you, it will get done. Not because of money, not because of who they're working for, because of their loyalty to their duties. Hire them. They are leaders. They know how to inspire those around them. They had to do it in some very interesting places under some very interesting circumstances. They are mentors and coaches. Have you ever looked around a company and been able to spot a veteran? I sure have. They are the person helping somebody else out. They care more about the success of others than themselves. Who wouldn't want that type of person in their company? Companies today are begging for these type of people, and they sit on stage today. Hire them. They are highly skilled. They have gone through extensive training and excelled at everything that they have done. They have been trained in such skills as emergency medicine, information intelligence, cybersecurity, physical security, engineering, mechanics, electronics, communications, and a score of other things. They went through the best schools our country has to offer and learned these traits. And again, they excelled. Not only did they learn those skills, they were taught to think on their feet, remain calm under pressure, make critical conditions, and deal with conflict and stress. They have all the tools to be successful in life no matter what they do. Hire them. They have strong work ethic and integrity. They know how to get the job done and will not stop until it is done. They learn this from their time in serving. Failure is not an option. They are used to working long hours and doing what it takes to complete a job. And they do so with a level of honesty and integrity that is absolutely second to none. They are men and women of high character and strong morals to guide them. Hire them. They are simply the best men and women our country has to offer. In order to become a veteran, you had to serve. And in order to serve, you went through a very extensive screening process. You had to be the best of the absolute best. You had to have the mental capacity, physical abilities, and moral background to be selected to serve. There are many statistics out there that speak to how many people can actually serve and those that have served. Did you know that only 7.3% of our population has ever served or is currently serving right now? That means the veterans on stage today, in my humble opinion, are in the top 8% of our population. Hire them. Unfortunately, our veterans are at a disadvantage when it comes to civilian employment instead of holding the advantage. We are so humble, and in being so, we do not know how to fully articulate our abilities. We write resumes that are not a good representation of our skills. I can tell you I did that at least 10 times over. When we interview, we don't fully explain our accomplishments, and we don't because we simply do not want to take the credit. I know I did the same. Our veterans need advocates. They need great programs like Operation Job Ready Vets to help them write those great resumes and to tune up those interviewing skills. To the staff, I pass along a heartfelt thank you for me and my family. You are truly doing God's work here. To the veterans sitting on stage today, congratulations. I have the utmost confidence you will continue to do great things just as you've done when you served. Never forget your service and what it means. You have an extensive network that you can reach out to for support. Use it. We all from time to time need to lean on someone. I know I surely do. Reach out. To the veterans in the audience today, ensure that we all do what we can to support one another. Just because our active service came to an end doesn't mean our service to one another did. Make a commitment every day to enrich the life of another veteran. So in closing, you have my commitment to continue to advocate and assist in every way that I possibly can. I know the value a veteran brings. I know the roadblocks you face. And I promise you, together we will break through them. Thank you all for your service. Thank you for the service I know you will continue to provide to your communities. Best of luck to you and your families. Thank you.